Hi, Mark Adams, Sales Experts USA. One of the questions that I'm getting a lot these days is there a recession coming? In fact, we're seeing more and more information in the press, on the news about a recession. I just saw an article this morning that talked about there's been more people laid off in February than there has in the entire last 3.5 years. So really the idea here is a recession coming? Ultimately, at some point, a recession will come. But I think the key here is to focus in on what you can control, not what you can't control. It's like a tornado or a hurricane. If you know a storm is coming, you prepare for it. And unfortunately, what we see with a lot of our business owners is the way they're preparing for the recession is exactly the wrong way to go about it. Laying off people is maybe not the best approach. But what we see our business owners doing is they go into the extreme cost-cutting mode. I just talked to a business owner 2 days ago, and he was telling me that he took X amount of expense out of his business. Unfortunately, some of the expense that he took out of his business was revenue generating, and that's not what you want to do. So it's always a good idea on an ongoing basis to look at your expenses, look at your cash flow, look at justification of your marketing and your advertising budgets, what's working, what's not. And sometimes that's easier said than done, because you can't always directly tie in revenue with a particular ad campaign. But whenever possible, you need to justify your ad dollars. But the last thing you want to do is to cut areas that you're generating revenue. And when a recession does come, I've got to tell you, you can grow your sales in a recession. In a contracting economy where there's less business, the owners, the businesses that are highly focused, that understand lead generation, that are aggressive, and they have not rolled over, if you will, and allowed themselves to get into a mindset that, you know, we're in a recession, so it justifies declining sales, and that's why things are so difficult right now. You can actually grow market share in a difficult economy, and that's the best time to do it. We've heard the saying, rising tide floats all ships, and the opposite is also true on that corollary. As the tides go down, all ships go down, but that's not necessarily the case. I think those businesses that are fully prepared and they're focused, they have their eye on aggressively growing sales. Again, there's two ways to be successful in business. One is cutting expense, and the other is growing sales. Cutting expense, you have a limited way that you can go. There's a limited end in cutting expenses. There's only so much that you can do. And again, you do not want to cut into your expenses where you're cutting into the bone, cutting into the muscle, and cutting into the ability to grow your business. So the better strategy going into a recession is growing your sales. You have to ensure that your sales processes are in order. You have the right lead generation process. And what are you doing with the leads? Do you have some type of technology that you're leveraging the leads? It's automated. You're able to follow up on these leads. These leads aren't coming in and then just getting lost. The other key area that's a variable is your conversion rate. So it's great to have a lot of leads, provided they're good quality leads and it's not too costly in generating the leads. But certainly what you want to be doing is understanding what your conversion rate is and able to hold on to the leads, convert them, and turn them into sales. And I know this is very, very surface, but again, I just wanted to briefly touch on the fears of a recession. And we'll talk more about things that we can do to grow your business. Thanks. Have a great day.